Water was up to here. See that little red house right there? You can still see the water line on it, how the brick's sweating.
Oh, wow.
So that's about how deep it was here on this end of town.
Huh.
This right here is one of the city wells that they're just pulling to try to get back to working order because the city's without water supply. Because our water treatment plant's right down over here over the corner, and it's underwater.
When the Midwest flooded last month, water tore through a levee that was supposed to protect this town from the Missouri River.
Everything you see up this way, I farm. Well, kind of, yeah, not now, but.
Most of Bret Adams' corn and soybean farm is now a lake, and he doesn't know when the levee will get rebuilt.
I'm hoping we're farming this next year. That's where we're at. I mean, could be 2 years.
Yeah.
Could be 3 years, we don't know.
Right.
I mean, we haven't got the water off yet to even see the full scope of it. When the levee broke on Saturday, it was an emotional time when you saw the rush of water and the current come across here. That's when you knew, oh man, this is not good.
Do you think they could have been designed better, or there could have been more resources to prevent something like this?
Well, there's a lot of things have changed since 1950.
Yeah.
Has the levee changed since 1950? No. I mean, the river's completely different. The management of the river's completely different. The capacity of the river's completely different. I'm 40 years old. When I was growing up, I don't remember getting a 5 or 6 inch rainfall. Now we do.
In 1936, Congress assigned the task of flood protection to the Army Corps of Engineers. More than 100,000 miles of levees were built across America, and without them, wide swaths of the Midwest would flood every year. But by restricting rivers, levees make them deeper and more powerful, increasing the risk of devastating floods. In 2019, these aging systems buckled under the combined pressure of stronger rivers and heavier rains. And with more rain on the way, the Army Corps is scrambling to put temporary fixes in place.
This is a record flood. So all the floods we've had in the past, nothing can touch what we just went through this last month. Everywhere we see a yellow dot,
That's a breach.
that's a breach.
That's a levee failing.
It's a levee failing. You know, the first thing we need to do is close these critical breaches to stop the flow in and try to get this infrastructure back in place, because we need the infrastructure to repair the levees.
Right.
You know, without these roads open,
We can't transport material.
can't transport material or equipment, you know, we're done.
So what are you doing here now?
This is a temporary fix. We have emergency contracts. They're quick contracts, very minimal design. We give the contractors a couple hours to bid it. They jump on it right away. We're done within a week.
The floodwaters haven't even subsided yet. So can you describe like the scope of the challenge?
It's immense. It's a biblical flood for us. You know, it's going to tax the resources of everybody around. We have over 500 miles of levee to provide to reduce the risk of flooding.
Okay.
Of those 500 miles, we had over 50 breaches.
A long-term solution will take years. Simply making barriers higher as the climate changes could make future floods worse. So the Army Corps is trying to widen the river as they rebuild. Are people asking you to build the levees higher?
There's a press conference at Council Bluffs where the governors of Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri broached that question. Why are we building it back to the same height? Should we build it higher? Should we build the levees different? If we built it in front of the existing levee, we'd be constraining the waterway more, and that would tend to let the water rise. So a levee behind the existing breach lets the waterway to get a little bit bigger, so it's not going to cause the water to rise up. So it's going to provide the same level of protection that we had before. So there's going to be a lot of setback levees we have to build. We won't have a choice but to build a setback levee.
And do you have the money for that?
No.
No.
We needed appropriations from Congress. We need additional funds to have that happen.
Politicians in the Midwest are trying to get those funds, but they'll need to take into account a landscape that's changing fast.
You know, I said after 93, you know, I was old enough to remember it, and I remember helping my dad. We moved all this stuff out and this and that. Never thought we'd see anything like it. And then 2011 came along, and it was completely different, but, you know, historic floods, levees breaking and this and that. I thought, man, we're never going to see that again. Well, here we are 8 years later, and it's worse.